I'm Gary Hess, News Radio WRVA, the voice of Virginia.
Hey, downtown rolling past Capitol Square, Chesterfield grind and everybody's there. Headlights moving only on the A roads. Rich has your back while the morning rolls. Wake up with Rich and win the day. Don't spend your morning playing catch up. Richmond's morning news keeps you on your way. 8 a.m. now with a day.
All right, time to win the day. Wake up with Richmond's morning news, or you'll be playing catch up the rest of the day. Again, breaking news: the President of the United States speaking this morning somewhere. Gosh, I think I listened to it at 4 a.m. Live, and he said, "Listen, this MOU is dead. The ceasefire done. This whole negotiation a waste of time. After Iran fired on ships going through the Strait of Hormuz, 3 ships fired upon the U.S. returning fire, not from a defensive position the way they had been." Finding, a rocket launcher here or something there and taking it out. No, this is a full-on offensive attack back in Iran. They had asked us to not engage us during the funeral week for the Ayatollah, but they continued to mess around. I think they're going to find out. We'll talk about that this morning here at Richmond's Morning News. He had a lot of other things to say this morning. One of those is he talked about China and the threat from China. He talked about TikTok. He says a lot of people disagree. He said, I'm the number one guy on TikTok right now. More people are seeing my stuff on TikTok than anywhere else. That's one where I'll break from the president. I still think TikTok is a virus that is really wreaking havoc in the United States of America. I know that it's got American ownership, but I still don't trust that at all. And I won't participate in TikTok. I love social media. I don't love social media. I love digital content. I'm on social media. And by the way, Dave, just so you know, to remind everybody, I am a professional social media influencer now.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Made a whole 38 cents yesterday.
Wow.
On my social media content.
Yeah, don't spend all that in one place.
No, I'm actually making more money every day from the social media content.
Make another 38 cents tomorrow.
Exactly. Yeah, a couple bucks here, a couple bucks there. But now more people are getting exposed to our content. We take clips of the show, put them up on YouTube, X, Instagram, and Facebook. And you can find News Radio WRVA and all those platforms. You can follow me, Rich for America, on there as well. By the way, Dave, did I show you the pictures from the Great American State Fair?
No, I haven't seen them yet.
Wait a minute. You're not following me on Facebook at Rich for America?
Did you put them? I thought you only put them on Instagram.
No, but then it automatically goes to my Rich for America account as well.
No, I haven't seen them on Facebook.
What am I going to do? You need to pay attention. No, I'm just teasing. He gets tired of looking at all my. He's like, okay, Herrera, enough. You're not 13 years old.
Yeah, like we don't talk enough.
You're not 13 years old. Knock it off. We put out a cartoon every morning of a kind of a rundown of what we do. Anyway. Just on my one little post on the Great American State Fair, and that's what I was invited John to come on and talk about. This thing is blown up, especially after a show on Monday that people are reacting. I think, what do I have? 637 comments just showing the Virginia State Fair. So follow us on social media. All right. Let's quickly get to Richmond's Morning News Brief, tell you what's been going on. And again, there's so much breaking news. Here we go. Story number 1, the president says, I think the ceasefire is over.
Number 1.
I don't want to deal with them anymore. They're scum. You know what scum is? They're scum. They're sick people. They're led by sick people. And they're vicious, violent people. And if they had a nuclear weapon, they'd use it.
All right, so the president this morning before the NATO working group got started said, listen, we're done. They're scum. This is a waste of time in this ceasefire. I think it's over. The U.S. also announcing after Iran attacked 3 ships in the Strait of Hormuz that the temporary lifting of the ban of selling Iranian oil on the international markets, that's back on. They're not going to be allowed to sell oil. Now, it's interesting. I think I saw somewhere 65 ships or so have left Iranian ports. They're somewhere at sea, and now they're not going to be able to sell that oil or offload that oil. So right now, we'll see what goes on. But again, the president and NATO also firing at some of his NATO allies. Spain, he said, we're cutting off trade with them. They don't want to help. They don't pay their fair share of NATO. We're not doing business with them anymore. I think he said that to Scott Bessent. Then also talked about Greenland. And France said, we would have sent troops in there to fight if you would have taken Greenland. And then the Netherlands saying, no, that's ours. We're not going to let you have it. So the president will have some sharp words for his NATO allies at Turkey during the summit. All right, that's story number one. Story number two, hey, get ready. Your taxes might go up in Richmond.
Number 2.
Your wallet's getting lighter, but our future's looking brighter. We even voted ourselves a little raise. So thanks for your vote. Hope you're enjoying the show. Your electric bill is higher, but we really have to go. Your sales tax might be rising.
Your sales tax might be rising in Richmond, Virginia. So the General Assembly, great job. Hey, guys. They said that they're going to lower the cost of everyday living for Virginians. Then they put us in the regional greenhouse gas initiative that your electric bill is going to go up 6%, 7%. Some of you might get a rebate, but it's still going to go up. So they're just going to give you your money back. They also put pretty big raise for themselves, and they gave money to temporary Obamacare subsidies, and they just kind of said, we'll pay for that. And then, well, they took all that money that they could have used for schools or something else. Oh, they also put money in there for slush funds. This is the General Assembly. They put a caveat in there that school districts and cities could ask for a 1% sales tax raise without going before the General Assembly. And lo and behold, Richmond decided to put that out there yesterday. So we now will debate whether Richmond city sales tax will go up to 7%. Yeah, that whole thing of, hey, vote for the Democrats. We're going to lower your cost of living while we raise your taxes. Good job, everybody. Story number 3, Graham Plattner continues to see everybody who's ever been his best friend run away and ghost him.
Number 3.
One of the women quoted in last month's New York Times piece about Plattner's unsettling behavior has since come forward to say he had raped her. While Plattner called the allegations false, the support he'd maintained from party allies evaporated, including from some of his biggest supporters like California Congressman Ro Khanna and independent Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders. A number of people are potential contenders for the Senate seat. Those who confirm they're considering it include former candidate for governor in Maine, Nirav Shah, former Senate candidate David Costello, and a Senate exploratory committee filed a statement with the FEC in the name of former state Senate president and candidate for governor Troy Jackson. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
By the way, everybody who ever endorsed Graham Plattner is like, just kidding. Except for Bernie goes, I think he should drop out of the race. Bernie, are you still going to endorse him? I think he should drop out of the race. By the way, he has a couple days to drop out of the race so they could put someone else on the ballot on the Democratic side. He's trying to put his thumb on the scale. And just like what Joe Biden said, I'm going to choose Kamala Harris to be the nominee, even though no one voted for her. Remember, Barack Obama and a lot of the Democrats wanted to have a mini primary and figure out who was going to be their choice. Biden endorsed Harris, which wiped all of that away, and she was hand-chosen to run for president by Joe Biden. Graham Plattner's trying to pull that same playbook right now, and he wants to help decide who's going to replace him on the ballot in Maine. We'll keep an eye on that. All right, story number 4. Chuck said no to Tay-Tay's wedding. What's that all about?
Number 4.
Cause the players gonna play, and the haters gonna hate.
All right, the haters coming out over the nuptials of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift over the weekend. Who was on the list? Who was not on the list? Chuck was invited to go to the wedding. Dave, again, went to a wedding, but he won't tell me what wedding he went to in New York over the weekend. Charles Barkley was invited to the wedding. He goes, I know the Kelce's. I don't really know her, so I didn't feel comfortable going. So he just stayed home and played golf. But some of Kelce's teammates, not happy they weren't invited to the wedding, especially when they found out Blandino, the guy who's on TV, the former referee that works for one of the networks as their referee analysis guy, was invited to the wedding. So the haters are starting to come out now that we're finding out more about the wedding of the century, which will come probably to Disney Plus or some other streaming service, because they did have full film crews there, so they'll make some money off of that. All right, finally, Hey, do you want to help donate to a Little League? I always do. I always support Little League. I thought about coaching this year. I might do it next year. But if you're a Little League parent in Las Vegas, I'm not sure you really like what they did with their money. That's our fifth story of the morning.
Number 5.
Devastated by the news. It's a shame that the penalty can't be like when they used to stone criminals with rocks, and they can't just have the kids line up and throw baseballs at them. What they've lost, they're not going to be able to recoup.
It feels like a slap in the face. The entire community. This is not the richest community.
Wow. So what are they talking about? Super Dave, you ready for this?
Yeah.
East Las Vegas, Nevada had a president named Steve Rodriguez Prado. He absconded with $65,000 worth of money that was raised for the Little League. He was arrested July 2nd, posted bond, charged with 1 count of theft ranging from $25,000 to $100,000, 2 counts of forgery, 1 count of convicted person failing to register with law enforcement within 48 hours. According to a news report, he spent $65,000 on Las Vegas strip clubs, air travel, strip clubs, rideshare, video games, ED medicine, and car insurance. Las Vegas Metro Police said that he used Zelle to send money to a business his wife owned, and there were total of, you ready for this?
A+ Roofing.
You ready for this? 79 Zelle transfers totaling $63,972. Police obtained a receipt for one of the charges. 1,351 made at a strip club in Las Vegas. One receipt showed $800 for a bottle of Don Julio 1942, $50 for a bucket of Modelo's on top of the tax and privacy fee. He also, well, you know what, though, Dave? He's not such a bad guy because he left a tip for $433 on a $1,300 tab. That sounds like you.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
He had other expenses, including $294 for a Blue Chew and trips to casinos on the Vegas Strip for $1,900. So they're going to have a couple car washes to make that money back. Ouch. Anyway, I was the board of director for my Little League. We were not corrupt like that. One-time deal.
A+ Roofing.
Wow. That's something right there. All right. That's a look at Richmond's morning news brief from this morning. All right. Let's see. What am I going to tell you about? I want to tell you about A+ Roofing real quick. A+ Roofing. My friend Billy Kane, he's a man of principle. He's a good guy. In fact, first time we met, we didn't even really talk about anything other than our families, faith, and what makes us get up every morning. And for him, it's taking care of people. The people over there are generational of roofers. They're not coming in for a day, and tomorrow they're going to hang drywall. The next week they're going to do pools. Now, this is what they do for a living. Roof.